Tonight on CTV3 News, tragic early morning traffic accident claims the 2 lives here in the north. CEMGC mourns the loss of 2 of their past students. Police Coast Guard intercepts suspected piracy vessel near Bacalar, Chico. 4 apprehended with ammunition and fines imposed. And the family dispute turns fatal in Belmopan as a businessman is shot during heated altercation. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, September 1st, 2025.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration. And it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only 2 national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only 2 persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, Heroes Legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. The quiet village of Concepcion in the Corozal district awoke to heartbreak on Saturday morning as the lives of 2 promising young men were cut short in a devastating traffic accident. Shortly after 3 a.m., 20-year-old Jael Guzman and 21-year-old Renick Chavarria, both residents of Corozal, were traveling on a motorcycle when they collided head-on with a bus along the highway. When police arrived at the scene, they were met with twisted metal and the mangled remains of the motorcycle, evidence of the forceful impact that claimed both lives instantly. The road remained closed for hours as investigators processed the grim scene, leaving villagers who had begun their day with horror etched in their memories. Many residents described the site as one of the worst accidents they had ever witnessed in their community. Initial police investigations revealed that Guzman was driving the motorcycle as the pair made their way home from Orange Walk Town, where they had been socializing hours before. Reports suggest that the motorcycle veered into the opposite lane where it collided with the bus, which was traveling in the opposite direction.
August 2025, Then on Saturday, the 30th of August 2025, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident in Corozal. Upon arrival, they saw a bus that had damages. Also seen was a motorcycle with extensive damages. At the scene, 2 persons were found lifeless. They were both riding the motorcycle. Information is that they were coming from Orange Walk heading to Corozal when they collided head-on with a bus that was traveling in the opposite direction. An investigation is being carried out. The driver of the bus has been served with an NIP, and the file will be forwarded to the DPP for directives.
Were they intoxicated?
We do not know at this time. Postmortem will be conducted and blood sample will be drawn in and tests will be done thereafter.
Authorities have confirmed that only one of the young men wearing a helmet at the time. Speeding is suspected to have contributed to the accident, as the bus driver is reporting that he had desperately tried to swerve out of the way, but the crash was unavoidable.
The information we have gathered so far is yes, they were speeding.
Did they have helmets?
One of them had a helmet. They are related. That is what the driver of the bus is saying, that they drifted into his lane. He tried to pull to the right to avoid them, but they still collided with the bus.
Both bodies will undergo post-mortem examinations as part of the ongoing investigation. Police have since served the bus driver with a notice of intended prosecution, and the case file has been forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions for review. Today, as the entire north of the country continues to reel from the weekend's horrific accident, we spoke with the grieving family of Renick Chavarria, known affectionately as RJ. His maternal aunt described him as a young man far wiser than his 20 years. From an early age, RJ excelled in the field of information technology, earning an associate's degree at Centro Escolar Junior College, and just 6 months ago, securing what he called his dream job as an IT technician with Digi in San Pedro.
Well, I always remember as a happy person, very outgoing, outspoken. No make nobody take advantage of. Nobody. That's the whole I always remember. Very cool, friendly with everybody, well known also in Corozal. Everybody, and it just me get a the job that detail. In the San Pedro post, and I'm an IT technician. And 6 months he made the work there with them, and everybody love him because, like I said, he very happy, very friendly. All the co-workers, the boss man say what happened because he don't know him as somebody will go like that, no. So, but yes, he very happy person.
After being away for several weeks, RJ had returned home to spend the weekend with his loved ones. His family recalled the joy of having him home, cherish simple moments together, making plans for the future, sharing laughter, and creating memories that now feel painfully short-lived. Those plans, his aunt said with tears in her eyes, are all that remain of a great young man taken far too soon.
Very happy young soul. Love to hang out. Love to be with friends, family. The night when he come, he me really happy the night when he come home. He sit down, he spend all the times then with we. The night they spend like most about, how long? About 2 hours, 3 hours with we. Just talk, play game, give jokes. Share money with his sister and his cousin. He buy coke, buy soft drink, to make they would drink the night. All of them. And I don't know what time he can. And usually, and when I left fire the night, he say, I tell him good night, Gallus, because that's what I call him. He's my Gallus. And I tell him good night, Gallus. Good night, Auntie, he say, tomorrow. He say, are they coming for September celebration, you know? You are there. I tell her, you don't know your auntie bones there all, but we're going out. I tell her, he say, okay, auntie, if I want to reach her for the celebration, I say, I come in. I tell her, all right, we are going, then we're going out, Juve. I tell her, we stay upon that, Juve. My next sister come in and he made a sit down right so with my next sister from San Pedro too. Come in and he spend time with them right so. And he always up in a people's face. Always up in your face, they smile, they give you the best and run joke. Happy, my nephew, happy.
RJ, according to his aunt, went out that night with 3 of his closest friends since childhood, including Jael Guzman. His family, however, was not aware that they had traveled all the way to Orange Walk and learned of his death hours after it had occurred.
Nobody know when he gone. We may advise him to not go. He tell him fan me to come in that he want to go to Orange Walk. His mama tell her, why you going, where you going? You don't have to go nowhere. He just come in after 3 weeks. He just come in from San Pedro. Why you going? Nobody never know when he gone. What time? If mommy wake up the morning thinking say Sunday in bed to sleep. Not knowing that the son me done dead pan. Must about after 3 in the morning. So that it really rough. It really hard for process, no? Knowing that you know that your child in the sleep and he gone out. So that's how we stay.
So you never know nothing to
9, 8, 9 the morning we never know, and he passed away from 3:45. That's what we get, and until 9 the morning we know, and we don't know through police, we don't know through nobody else. Friends are friends. That's how we know. Friends are him, his friends, and so that's how we get to know that my nephew passed away.
the young man that he was with, you guys known him as a friend of
Yes,
RJ?
yes, ma'am. Then I'm a close friends. He friends few, but them very close, very very close. I'm a 4 of them when me end up the gun that Orange Walk that day, but only 2 of them made the return back, and only then 2. The next 2 me stayed at Orange Walk the night.
In the wake of the tragedy, Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College, CMJC, where both young men had recently graduated, issued a heartfelt condolence message. The institution remembered Jael and Reddick as vibrant, friendly, and promising young individuals whose humor and down-to-earth personalities touched everyone around them. CMJC added that while their time on earth was far too short, their legacy will live on, especially among peers and lecturers in the tourism and IT departments. The board, its staff, and student body extended their deepest sympathies to the grieving families. In a swift maritime operation early on August 26, 2025, the Belize Coast Guard personnel successfully intercepted a vessel suspected of piracy during a high-velocity pursuit near Bacalar, Chico. The vessel, which was later identified as an unregistered 18-foot fiberglass skiff, was chased down after authorities detecting suspicious activity in the waters of San Pedro. During the confrontation, 4 individuals, including a minor and the son of a police officer, were apprehended. Authorities also discovered a significant catch of ammunition on board, a total of 47 rounds, along with a drum magazine, a single .223 round, and a camouflage bag that was discarded into the water. The accused appeared before San Pedro Magistrates Court, where 2 of them admitted to possessing unlicensed ammunition. The police officer's son acknowledged responsibility for the .223 round and was fined $1,505 with an immediate payment of $500 required. Fisherman Juan Carlos Blanco received a steeper penalty of $5,000, half of which must be paid up front. The court warned that failure to settle the fines could lead to imprisonment of up to 1 year. Magistrate Ludlow Black emphasized the gravity of the offense, remarking that the 47 rounds represented 47 lives that could have been lost if used maliciously or sold on the streets. Authorities detailed that the suspects attempted to escape by turning off their vessel lights and fleeing at high speed. During the pursuit, 3 of the suspects jumped overboard while wearing ski masks, but they were eventually captured and returned to the vessel. The authorities also recovered the discarded camouflage bag containing 46 live 9mm rounds and a magazine, while a single .223 round was found aboard the vessel. Coming up next, Belize Court of Appeal delivers landmark ruling protecting government from millions in land disputes. Stay tuned.
It's here once again. Bigger and better. Fiesta FM 21st anniversary. Come and celebrate with us this September 6th, one of the biggest events of the year, Fiesta FM 21st anniversary.
It's all happening at Central Park at 7 p.m. There will be lots of giveaways and entertainment to the next level.
Come and dance the night away with the legendary, all the way from Dangriga, my maid Martinez. Alongside the mighty Super Furia Band. And on the wheels of steels, all the way from Chetumal, Quintana Roo, Mexico, Felipe Lopez, DJ Diablio.
Arriba, 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 las manos arriba, arriba, las manos arriba, arriba, arriba. Aquí está el Diablillo y este es un desastre. Y al que no le gusta.
So you don't want to miss this one-of-a-kind event. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's Fiesta FM 21st anniversary. See you there.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented. So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
A family dispute in Belmopan ended in tragedy on Sunday, August 31st, 2025, when businessman Wilson Hernandez was fatally shot in front of his home in the J&W area of the city. Police say Hernandez was involved in a heated altercation with his common-law wife when the confrontation escalated. During the dispute, Hernandez allegedly issued threats against his wife, who is a licensed firearm holder. Investigators say she then handed her firearm to her niece, who reportedly pulled the trigger, striking Hernandez once. Hernandez was rushed to the Western Regional Hospital, but doctors could not save him. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Both women remain in police custody tonight as authorities continue to investigate. Police have confirmed that the case file will be forwarded to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, which will determine whether the incident constitutes self-defense or if criminal charges will be laid.
Then on Sunday, the 31st day of August 2025, police responded to a shooting incident in Belmopan. Upon their arrival, they learned that a male person had been shot and taken to the hospital for treatment. The police went there where they saw the lifeless body of Wilson Hernandez with a gunshot injury. Investigation revealed that Wilson Hernandez had a domestic dispute with his common-law wife, and he threatened her. She has a licensed firearm. Thereafter, she passed the firearm to her niece, who fired a single shot towards Wilson Hernandez, causing his fatal injury. An investigation is being carried out. This matter will be forwarded to DPP for directives. The firearm was seized. Both females are in custody in Belmopan.
Is there a case for self-defense?
The matter will be dealt with by the DPP. They are saying that there was a domestic dispute and he assaulted him.
Hernandez's mother, who witnesses the entire ordeal today, shared her account of the moments before the fatal shot. The argument between the couple, according to her, began hours earlier.
Y le digo yo, mire, le digo yo, ya no discutan, hijo, le digo yo, vayan a arreglar su problema adentro, por favor, y usted también, le digo yo a ella. Pero yo no me fijé que la sobrina tenía las armas encima del carrito allá. Puso las bolsitas allí y empezaron a dar vuelta y vuelta y vuelta y todo. Y vengo yo, daba vuelta aquí y también me agarraban los nervios de ver los que estaban peleando. Y le digo, ya cálmense, cálmense. Le yo grité, jalaba acá y jalaba para allá. En eso yo me paré allá y ¿cómo se llama allá? Y todo. Y mi hijo, de tanto estar ahí, yo no sé qué pasó. Y entonces mi hijo jaló para ahí y se paró enfrente. Cuando yo estoy aquí así parada, no viene aquí, pasó la muchacha por aquí atrás. Cuando yo estoy así parada, le digo, cálmense, cálmense, le digo yo. Entonces yo le miré la mano estirada de ahí. Pero yo solo vi una cosita negra, muy chiquita la cosa del arma. Y vi que solo le hizo así y el disparo. Cuando el disparo, yo solo grité, Cristi, ¿qué hiciste? Le dije yo. Cuando yo le dije así, mi hijo se fue bambaleando, solo hizo así, miró para arriba y bambaleó y cayó. Cuando cayó, vi que le salió sangre en el oído. Cuando le salió sangre en el oído, yo grité, ayuda, ayuda. Y lo fui a sentar, no, mi niña me ayudó, la Marilyn, me ayudó. En brazos de mi hija murió. Y cuando yo quise jalarle el brazo para que él se sentara, jalarlo pues para su sangre, él solo me miró así, miró a mi hija y cerró los ojos despacio, despacio y no murmuró nada y solo su boca de sangre se le vino y por la nariz, por la boca.
Through tears, she recounted rushing her son to the hospital and praying for a miracle. However, by the time they made it to the hospital, there was nothing that could be done to save him.
Y ahí quedó. Después pedimos auxilio, auxilio, auxilio y nadie nos ayudó. Vino Dalia, corre el carro para acá, lo vamos a meter, le digo yo, y así lo metimos. Y la chamaca yo no vi para dónde. ¿Qué es lo que hizo? Ni nada, no sé. Pero ni dijo nada, ni murmuró ni nada, ni la otra. Ella solo le dijo, Dalia, ¿qué hiciste, Cristi? Le dijo. Solo eso dijo ella también, cuando escuchó que yo grité. Y al rato lo metimos como pudimos, le dimos, le vamos al hospital. Allá en el hospital yo le iba clamando a Dios en el carro que me dieron un milagro. Pero ya cuando ya llegamos, ya yo sentí que ya no. Yo entro adentro y me dice el doctor que ya no hay esperanzas, que hicieron todo lo posible, dice, pero que su boca de sangre, yo creo que fue que lo ahogó. Entonces ya cuando yo salí, yo ya no sentía que era yo la que andaba caminando. Y aquel dolor y dolor, cuando me dijo que mi hijo estaba muerto. Y ya no aguanté, y ahorita ya siento que ya no, porque ya tanta investigación, yo siento que ya no tengo fuerzas. Yo siento que ya mi cabeza me va a estallar del dolor, porque mucha investigación. Ahora en la mañana vinieron otra vez y yo no sé yo si voy a dejar esto así ya, porque entré en el cuerpo y darle la sepultura y que todo, y que sea Dios que se encargue de ellas. No pido justicia ni para ellas, porque yo no soy una mujer rencorosa ni pedir, como dicen, pero lo único que Dios se encargue de ellas dos.
Police say the investigation remains ongoing. The Ministry of the Attorney General of Belize has announced a significant legal victory that has safeguarded both the government and the citizens from potentially costly financial liabilities. Through the diligent efforts of senior legal counsel and the ministry's head of litigation, Belize avoided paying out millions of dollars in land claim settlements. On Friday, August 29, 2025, the Court of Appeal issued a decisive rule in the case of Rudolph Ramirez and Iner against the Attorney General. This decision overturned a $2.1 million liability previously imposed on the Belize government by the High Court in January 2024. More importantly, the ruling clarified key legal principles concerning land titles issued by the government, specifically the circumstances when multiple individuals are granted rights to the same parcel of land. The issue has long posed challenges for the management and sale of national lands, particularly when duplicate titles are issued, either mistakenly or thorough conclusion. Historically, such situations have resulted in the government being compelled to compensate one of the claimants at market value, often vastly exceeding the original purchase price. A notable case illustrating this is that of Andrew Vega. In 1988, the government sold 2.28 acres of land near the Belize River to Carlton Russell, transferring the land from national to private ownership. Years later, in 2013, the government sold a 1-acre portion of this land to Hilmer Alamia, who subsequently sold it to Vega for $15,000. When it was later discovered that the same land had been previously sold to Russell, the government entered a settlement with Vega, paying him $400,000, equivalent to the market value of his land. This settlement was upheld by the Court of Appeal in 2022, which recognized Vegas' legitimate purchase and his lack of knowledge about the prior sale. In the recent case involving Ramirez, the government inadvertently sold 14.76 acres of land on Cat's Key in 2008 to Ramirez, who later sold it to Zabani. At the time, the land was believed to be still government-owned and underdeveloped. However, records show that 3 years later, the land had been sold to someone else, leading to conflicting claims. Ramirez and Zabani sued the government in 2021, demanding nearly $9 million in compensation based on the land's market value. The High Court, guided by the earlier Vega decision, found the government liable but awarded a reduced amount of $2.9 million, considering the valuation presented. The government appealed this decision, asserting that the claimants had knowledge that the government no longer owned the land when the title was reissued in 2019. The Court of Appeal agreed, emphasizing that parties aware of the land's private ownership should not be entitled to compensation from taxpayers. The court stated for land clearly no longer in government possession, the state and Belize's taxpayers should not be liable to compensate parties who knew the true status of the land. The ruling further clarified that the Vega case should not serve as a broad precedent. The court explained that Vega's situation was unique, involving a purchaser who was unaware of prior sales, a condition not applicable in the Ramirez case. This decision, a crucial step forward in the government's effort to defend public resources and prevent unjust claims. It equips Belize with a stronger legal stance to contest similar land disputes in the future. The National Council on Aging, NCA, in collaboration with the Help Age Belize, is hosting a series of community consultations aimed at engaging older persons across the country on the proposed Families Bill. These sessions are designed to provide a platform for seniors to share their experiences, concerns, and insights, ensuring that their voices are central to the development of family legislation in Belize. The consultations come part of an ongoing effort to promote inclusive policy making that reflects the diverse needs of Belize's aging population. Given the vital role older persons play within families and communities, the NCA and Help Age Belize recognize the importance of incorporating their perspectives into the legal framework that governs family life.
It's the very first time that the country is moving towards creating a legislative framework that actually encompasses older persons. Previously, specifically in cases of violence against older persons, we were reliant upon the Domestic Violence Act. One of the key things that this new piece of legislation does is that it actually recognizes elder abuse as a crime and then outlines penalties for those persons convicted of elder abuse. Similarly, at this time, the bill contemplates the maintenance of older persons, looking at those older people who may have provided throughout their lifetime for their family and are then abandoned. So there is a maintenance clause for older persons in this section of the bill as well. This bill specifically looks at our population 60 plus, so it will impact every Belizean 60 years and older. And so it is important that older persons have their voices heard in the legislation that's being framed work. These sessions are designed to give an in-depth look at the older persons chapter, and so older persons can say, yes, this reflects the reality that I'm seeing in myself or in my peers and provides the adequate protection. No, this doesn't do that. What I would want to see is X, Y, and Z.
During the consultations, the Inter-American Convention on Protecting the Human Rights of Older Persons is also discussed.
Belize is the first English-speaking Caribbean territory to accede to that convention, and that obligates government to provide certain rights and make certain legal commitments to older persons. And no one can speak better for an older person than an older person themselves. So it's important that they come out this week and claim their voice throughout this process and let us know what they're thinking and how they're feeling about what is being proposed that will impact their livelihood, their state of being throughout our country.
Help Age President Evan Dakers emphasized the significance of these community engagements as the input of the elderly will help ensure that the Families Bill is responsive, equitable, and supportive of all age groups within Belizean families.
It is our wish that the recommendations that comes out of these sessions, not only in Belmopan but in the other districts, will be given due consideration. No, we don't expect everything will be included in the final draft, right? But we are hoping that due consideration will be given to the concerns and the recommendations that come out of these consultations that are going to be taking place over the next couple of days. We had a big concern about the fact that we don't have proper data, relevant data for us to make policies. So a major piece of recommendation that came out from HelpAge was that the Statistical Institute of Belize, SIB, needs to be mandated by law to include certain basic data that focuses on the welfare of older persons. Another area of concern is the organization that is called the National Council on Aging. That organization has been around now for quite a long time, but in our view at HelpAge, we just felt that they were not on the right track. Let's put it like that, right? So we see now certain recommendations in terms of what they are supposed to do is embedded in this bill. Of course, the most important step in my view and in the view of most of us at HelpAge is that we need to have the proper regulations to ensure that they do what they're supposed to do. So that will not come out in this bill, but after the bill has become law, the Minister of Human Development will then have that prerogative to come up with regulations to ensure that the NCA does what it says it will do in that law now.
The community consultation will take place in Corozal tomorrow, Tuesday, September 2nd at the Corozal HelpAge Center on 4th Avenue and 7th Street North at 1:30 p.m. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge, huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented. So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
In the heart of the Americas lies a country that connects nations, cultures, and commerce. Belize, where CARICOM, Central America, and southeastern Mexico meet, offers more than beauty. It offers opportunity, a stable democracy, a bilingual workforce. And in this new global trade era, Belize is more than a destination. It's the nexus of tomorrow's investment frontier. A robust logistics and trade infrastructure connects you to over 200 million consumers. And as the world shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Striking image circulating on social media showing Belize's renowned blue hole seemingly submerged beneath a blanket of sargassum seaweed caused concern among locals and visitors alike. However, the Belize Audubon Society, BAS, which co-manages the Blue Hole Natural Monument and the Laughing Bird Key Wildlife Sanctuary, has clarified that the situation is temporary and not a cause for alarm. In a recent statement, BAS explained what appears in the photograph is a transient phenomenon, a mass of free-floating sargassum passing over the area. Since the Blue Hole is fully submerged and lacks land nearby for the seaweed to settle on, the sargassum simply drifted through and has since moved on. Although sargassum poses challenges for many coastal and marine environments, the Blue Hole remains as stunning as ever. Visitors and divers continue to enjoy its clear waters and the wonder of this world-famous underwater site. The Society shared a short video taken from ground level by park rangers on Saturday morning, providing a close-up view of the Blue Hole. The original image, captured by Captain Abner Jacobs of Tropic Air, dates back to July 9th, over a month ago. Belize is currently experiencing its most severe sargassum season in recent years, surpassing the intensity seen in 2019. Coastal areas including Hamburgers Key, Key Cocker, and the surrounding shoreline have all been affected by the influx of seaweed. The government of Belize, through the Ministry of Economic Transformation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change, and Solid Waste Management, hosted Belize's first National Climate Finance Forum at the Grand Resort and Residence in Belize City. Under the theme, Adaptation and Resilience, the Climate Finance Forum was convened in conjunction with Belize Climate Week, held from August 25th to the 29th, 2025. The forum brought together senior government officials, international government partners, multilateral and bilateral agencies, private sector representatives, academia, and civil society. Participants engaged in substantive discussions on aligning climate finance with Belize's nationally determined contributions, NDC 3.0, identifying financial gaps, and charting pathways for programmatic approaches to unlock larger-scale, multi-year climate funding. The National Climate Finance Forum featured high-level panel discussions on aligning climate finance with Belize's adaptation targets, unlocking access to international funds, and designing the next generation of bankable climate projects. The forum concluded with strong commitments from both government and development partners to continue expanding Belize's access to concessional finance, leveraging innovative instruments such as green bonds, resilience bonds, and carbon asset financing, while strengthening institutions to better implement large-scale climate programs. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, September 2nd, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.